Hey everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. Saturday today, and it's kind of a cloudy Saturday here on the West Coast. My husband's actually at a first aid training course all weekend, so I'm here alone in my craft room, just kind of putzing. Do you guys use that word? I always say putzing around when I'm just kind of trying to get some odd jobs done and doing a little crafting and doing a little organizing. I always need to get organizing. In particular, I'm getting organized for my BOGO sale, which happens next weekend. So if you are part of my retired group, the group I have with Diane Evans, we are having a BOGO sale starting next Saturday at 7 a.m. And so you can join us if you live in Canada. We can only sell to products in Canada. So if you're not part of that group, check out the link on my Facebook page and Facebook group, and you can request to join. Great deals. We are selling retired product. Well, actually, what we're doing is you put an order in for an amount, and then you get the equivalent amount of your choice from our retired. So we're giving you the retired product for free. Great deals, lots of things that we've been adding or will be adding to our albums. So if you're not part of that group, make sure you join before next Saturday. All right, let's get started. Now, a week or so ago, I did a Christmas card already in July. It's July 19th. Well, now I'm doing a Halloween card, so getting out there early. But there is this adorable suite that was released at the beginning of July called, the bundle's called Spooky Halloween. There's also designer series paper, ribbon, which I'm not using, and some adhesive foam, what are they called? Star Shimmer foam stickers that go with the suite. So I'm going to use that today and make a card. So I'm going to switch over to my desktop and we will get started. Don't forget to leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching from, what you're up to today. I love to hear what's going on with you. And don't forget to share all your projects in my Facebook group if you're part of that, because I love to see what you're working on. All right, let's get started. So this is it's very weird. I can't see. Oh, there we go. Now I can see comments. Okay, it's all very strange. Okay, so this is the Spooky Halloween bundle. Like I said, it comes as a suite. This is the bundle. So great stamp set, photopolymer stamp set with these adorable images. And then look at these cute dies. So a little fence. You can cut out the stamped images, some bats, kind of a label with a bat on it, and this haunted house. The paper, which I only have one piece of here, which I really love, this cute little candy paper. It's one side is cute little candy, and the other side is black and timid tiger. There is some actually ephemera that you can punch out of there, and it's very cute paper. Didn't bring it all over with me. Let's see. And then there is ribbon, petunia pop ribbon. I used it the other day. And then these are the fun shimmer star foam stickers in black. I'm gonna say fresh freesia, Highland Heather probably, and white. They're very fun. Okay, let's get started on my card. So I've got my pieces. So I've got a piece. I'm using Timid Tiger for the card base, and I've already gone ahead and scored it. So this piece is 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. And we'll use our bone folder to give it a good burnish. So I'm going to create a bit of a banner on the front. So I've got a piece of basic black that's 4 inches by 5 1/4. That's going to go on the front. And then my piece of designer series paper, I cut 3 3/4 by 5, and I'm going to create a banner. Now, I don't worry. In fact, I want this offset, if that makes sense. Hello, Melinda. I want this offset, so I do try to get it in the middle. So actually half of 3 3/4 is, let's see, it would be 2. So I'm going to say 1 7/8. Does that look right? So I'm just going to put a little mark at my 1 7/8. And then I actually want one side higher than the other. So I'm always good about making things offset like that, and that way it doesn't look like if you don't get it exactly right, it doesn't really matter because it looks like you intended it for it to be kind of way off. So I'm just putting my mark, my little tiny mark at 1 7/8 into the track. That's the word I was looking for. And then I'm just moving it like I've got this point lined up at the 1 1/4 inch mark. If you want to do both sides exactly the same, then do that exactly the same thing. You turn this over, put this point in the track, and then put your this point at 1 1/4, and it should be exactly the same. But I don't want these to be exactly the same. So I'm just moving it up a little bit so this angle's a little steeper. And now I've got a banner that is definitely not equal on both sides, and you can see that hopefully if I do that. You can see I've got it a steeper angle and more of the black showing on this left side. If you want them the same, then do some measuring and get it in the right spot, but I tend to do things a bit off center. I don't know what that says about me, but you know, I definitely do that when I do my sentiments and things. I tend to fussy cut, and that way when I cut the piece out, if I kind of have got it stamped a little off, or when I fussy cut, I don't worry so much that it's a little bit off. All right, really easy way to make a banner. Okay, so then I went ahead and punched out a circle from Timid Tiger to match the card base, and that's a 2 3/8 inch circle punch. So that's going to go kind of roughly there. And then my haunted house, I cut out using the die from Basic Black, and we're going to adhere that on to the circle. So I'm just going to I'm using mini dimensionals. I think the regular size dimensionals will fit at least in some spots here, but we're just going to use mini dimensionals. And then that's going to go on a piece here that should have come out. There we go. There are these circles. So if you wanted to make it look like there was lighting behind the house, you could, hey Holly, welcome. You could cut out and put some yellow or something, Darling Duckling or something behind that to make it look like the house is backlit, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. All right, and then we're going to put this circle on. This is a really easy card to make, just a little bit of die cutting. Feels like really weird that I'm making a Halloween card so early, but it's fun to play with these products when they come out. All right, so this is now going to go on to the front of the card. My husband and I just booked a cruise. We're going from Vancouver through the Panama Canal. So we will actually be, I'm not sure where we'll be, somewhere partway down the Pacific coast, maybe in Mexico still, on Halloween. So I'm guessing they'll do some Halloween things on the ship, which will be fun. Don't know whether we'll have to take Halloween costumes. Oh my gosh, now something else to think about. All right, so we need a sentiment on this. So I've got a piece of Basic Black that I cut out. This is 1/2 inch and it's about 6 inches. I don't need that much, but I had a scrap, and so that's what I use. And I'm going to use Versamark. So somewhere I have my embossing buddy. So I'm just going to wipe my cardstock. And I'm using the stamp that says, "Don't worry, eat sweets," because that kind of goes along with the cute paper that's got the candy on it. So I'm stamping this. This is going to get trimmed. Actually, it's going to get cut into two sections. So I've stamped that using Versamark. And now I've got my white embossing powder that I do keep in my plastic container. I've said this before, I am the world's messiest embosser. Even when I keep it in a plastic container, I seem to get the embossing powder all over the place, but that's pretty good. Put the lid on it so I don't spill it. Find my tweezers so I don't burn myself. And then on my bucket list. So the Panama is on your bucket list, or this bundle is on your bucket list? All right, I'm just gonna hold it in one spot until it starts to melt. It doesn't take long when you don't have a big section. So hold it in one spot, and once you see it go from that dull matte finish to, there we go, that's better. Turn it on high. Dull matte finish to shiny glossy. You can start moving it along, and then it really, all that powder melts really quickly. There we go. Yeah, pretty fast. All right. So as I said, I'm going to fussy cut this a little bit. I'm just going to cut the ends off. I don't need those. And then I'm going to cut it into two sections. So just between the comma and the eat sweets. And we will use dimensionals on this. I like these long sentiments, I often will cut them into two sections. So we're just going to put, don't worry, eat sweets. Now we need some of those cute little stars. So I'm going to use the Highland Heather. They come in 3 sizes, so I'm going to put one of the big ones, one of the little ones, and then the medium one I'm going to put right as if it's over my haunted house like that. And then for the inside of the card, I pulled out the little bat stamp. So I'm going to just stamp on the inside using Tuxedo Black Memento. So if you've ever participated in my monthly card club, you get 3 projects, make and take kit for 3 projects. You can either do a half a pack of the designer paper, the embellishments, and the ribbon along with that, or you can put an order in yourself, and for, I can't remember the exact amount, $50 I think, and you get the make and take kit for free. So if you're interested in that, we are using this spooky Halloween this month. So it's been kind of fun to play with this. Like I said, I don't actually make a lot of Halloween cards, but this suite definitely caught my eye. I love the colors. So there we go. Early Halloween card. I have some little kids across the street, so probably I'll make another one, and these will go out to the kids across the street. Don't worry, eat sweets. And then the little bats on the inside. Fairly quick and easy. I really love making these cards where you have that kind of misaligned. Hey, Catherine, sorry I missed seeing you on Facebook. Misaligned, I don't know if that's the right word, uneven banner on the bottom. So they're so easy to do because you don't really have to worry about measuring too much other than to try and get it centered across the bottom. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me today. Now, I will be live again tomorrow at 12 noon, so come join me and we'll make another project together.